Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single
flat booty you want to fix. I'm going to show you some things you can do at home that will help you fix the flat booty, the office booty, whatever you want to call it, and how you can get a round toned butt from home. I'm a mama, so there's sometimes I cannot get into the gym, so this is what I do from home to still get myself some resistance training, and it doesn't take long. It comes with
Having bands available at home are excellent substitutes for busy people that don't always have the time to make it to the gym. Welcome to the Workout Nerdout. I'm Julio Lopez. I'm a certified strength and conditioning specialist with over 10 years of experience in personal training. I also have my master's degree in nutrition. Time's a luxury, and people with busy jobs like lawyers, nurses, police officers, etc., it's often very difficult to find the time to head over to the gym, so having bands at home is a really great investment. However, the thing you have to know is that when you see videos like this, while it's still possible to grow the muscles like the glutes with banded exercises, the amount of growth is not going to be as substantial as doing the exercises using heavier weights.
So I've been out of the gym for 2 months because of a respiratory infection, so this has helped me.
Whenever you catch something like a respiratory disease such as COVID, the cold, or flu, do yourself and the members at your gym a favor by staying home. Don't be that guy or gal who's spreading the disease to others that may not be able to afford getting sick themselves. So just stay home.
So this has helped me so much. So you want to put your bands on your ankles, and then what you're going to do is you're going to pick your weight. This resistance weight is 10. I started with the easiest so you guys can see it. What I'm going to do.
It's really common for band manufacturers to come out with varying levels of resistance for their lines of bands. Essentially, if you can only afford one band, it's usually a safe bet to go with the resistance level in the middle, because going too light may not be challenging enough to produce significant results, and going too heavy may not allow you to do the exercises with good form.
What I'm going to do here is start by doing kickbacks. Now these are going to not only work your core, they're going to work your glutes as well. So if you find yourself doing these and you become a little bit unstable, you're going to want to grab a chair, but you eventually want to get to the point to where you're doing it isolated like this without the chair, because that's really going to work your resistance and your core. So here I am grabbing the back of a chair. So if you need more stabilization, this is a great way to do it. Just make sure you're more standing up forward or bent all the way over.
Banded kickbacks are awesome for good glute development. When you kick the leg straight back, you're mainly hitting the gluteus maximus. That's the main glute muscle. But to be honest, trying to double the kickback as a glute and core exercise is inevitably going to hamper your gains, because the reduced balance is going to force one to overly concern herself with maintaining balance instead of focusing on making the glute work. Hold on to a chair or a sofa, or have your hands up against a wall to allow you to put all your focus on the glute doing the work. When it comes to kickbacks, I really prefer the forward torso lean, because this allows for a greater stretch in the glute and longer time under tension. Since the leg is going to be traveling longer when you're leaning forward as opposed to staying upright, this means that the glute is having to work for slightly more time when you're leaning forward, which research suggests can help with growing more muscle mass.
You won't get any of the isolation of your glute. You can also do standing up workouts to work the inner of your thighs as well. And you can
The way she's kicking the leg out to the side is called a hip abduction, which does not work the inner thighs, but rather this variation is hitting the gluteus medius, which extends from the upper to outside part of the glute. If you want to hit the inner thighs, you need to go from outside to inside as opposed to inside to outside. As for the hip abduction, this is a great way to build the more rounded shape for the outside of the glute, as well as getting the shelf look for the top of the glute.
You can also do these with squats to create more resistance. I'm driving up this squat with my glutes, and I'm having that resistance between my inner legs. You can also
doing squats with a band around the ankles is frankly not going to have much effect on the lower body muscles. The amount of work is pretty minimal because the ground is reducing the band's effects. A heavier band may cause the feet to slide towards each other, thus compromising your stability. Doing squats with a hip circle band above the knees is regularly used by personal trainers and physical therapists because it combines the dynamic work going on in the quadriceps and allows for isometric work in the gluteus medius throughout the set. Since a band is trying to pull the knees inward, you must constantly drive the knees outward to counter this, thus working the gluteus medius.
Also do workouts with these on the ground on a yoga mat as well. As you can see here, these really tone the inner thighs.
The lying hip abduction is the classic lady exercise, but that doesn't mean that it's ineffective. Time for some physics talk. With the band being down at the ankles without getting any backup support from the floor, this lengthens the moment arm. That's a distance from the hip to the band. Remember that the band is the cause of the added resistance, meaning that a great amount of torque must be overcome by the gluteus medius. If you're using a hip circle, it'd be more beneficial to have the band closer to the knees to allow for more range of motion, since those bands are stiffer and don't stretch super far. And if the band is particularly strong, slide it up to the middle part of your thighs. In conclusion, whether you're just on a short hiatus away from the gym or you're outright ending your membership for the long term, having bands at home is a great substitute. Understanding that you're not going to make quite as substantial muscle size and strength gains with bands as you would with heavier weights, bands can still provide a good amount of resistance to make your home exercises quite challenging. All in all, bands are a great investment that offers an affordable and space-saving alternative for muscle size and strength gains at home, as well as for those of you that have to travel often for work and even when you're on vacation. So that does it for today's Workout Nerdout. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comment section, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Also, if you know anyone who can benefit from this information, please share it with them. Until next time, I'll see you on the next Workout Nerdout.